What's going on, guys? In this video we're going to talk about scalping futures. Can you do it? How should you do it? Here to tell you there's no right or wrong way to skin a cat. First thing you need is a couple of different entry models. You need to have a little bit of experience trading the markets. Even if you're learning, that's considered experience. But you need to be able to identify where you want to position yourself in terms of taking profit and in terms of setting stop losses. That's it. The hardest part about scalping for any asset class, or regardless of what you're trading, all comes down to how well you're managing those take profits each and every single time and those stop losses, because you're going to take a lot of losses when you scalp, because a lot of times you're looking for very minimal points, and you're trying to keep your stop losses close and as tight as possible. There's different ways to scalp. There's scalping on a one-to-one model where you're risking, let's say, 10 points to gain 10 points, right? I'm just using that as an example. There's other ways where you're using a negative risk to reward, where maybe you're risking due to the asset that you're trading. Something like the NQ, I could see how a lot of people might risk a negative risk to reward ratio. Let's say you're risking 15 points or 20 points and you're trying to make 10 points, right? So there's different ways to skin the cat. Obviously, if you're operating a negative risk to reward ratio, your win rate's going to be it's going to need to be a lot higher, right? Because you're giving up more points on the loss side of things. So you definitely don't want to be scalping a strategy that, let's say, operates a 51% win rate or a 55% win rate, but you lose double than what you make. That's not going to work long term. But let's say, for example, you have a scalping strategy that wins 75-80% of the time, okay? And you just have to really worry about 2 to 3 losers for every 10 trades. Then you're going to be able to make it work. There's going to be a small margin there where you're going to be profitable, and then it's all from there about stacking those small base hits in those small base hit days each and every single day. So one thing that I would recommend, trying to find a strategy, trying to find a trading style that is going to fit your personality. For me, I can walk through a couple of the trades. I think my P&L from today is still up there. How many trades did we take today? We took 10 trades. So 10 trades, we made $1,178. Average trade time is 32 seconds. Expectancy per trade is around $100. Now, there was a couple of scalps in there where I made a larger dollar amount, and that's kind of boosting it up. But a lot of my trades on my scalps, when I'm trading the NQ, it's about $50 to $100. So anywhere in between there, I'm pretty comfortable taking some profits. I like to scalp minis as well as micros. If I'm scalping micros, I'm probably going to be closer to 3, 4, 5 micros. If I have the desire to trade more than 5 micros, more than likely I'm going to trade a mini. Okay. I get it. You're doubling the risk at that point in time, but you only need to make fewer points to really kind of stop and walk away. Here's my best tip for scalping futures. If you're able to take 2-3 trades and they're all winners and you're over $100, $150, $200 in profit, I would focus on stopping there. Stop there, allow 1 or 2 weeks to pass by, see if you can grow that balance. Even if you only make $1,000, even if you only make $1,500 over the course of 2 weeks scalping like that, it's going to be a lot less easier on the brain, because you're going to have a little bit of a cushion. You're going to see a losing day. Try to keep your losses. I'm going to keep this very simple, very frank. Try to keep your losses on a 50K funded account, a 50K evaluation, between $250 and $300. This is going to allow you to trade multiple days. It's going to allow you to have, a lapse or a reset basically from day to day. So if you're focused so much on making money today, and let's say you allow yourself to go into $1,000 worth of drawdown, your brain's going to be so scrambled. All you're going to be trying to do is make it back, make it back, make it back. And you're going to go on tilt. You're going to lose your account. Give yourself, in the beginning, until you build up a buffer, $250 to $300 of loss. This might come in one trade. This might come in 2 trades. You might lose 3 trades back to back to back. However that $300 loss day comes, just kind of walk away. Again, depending on your balance. Now, if you have a balance of $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 of cushion, then maybe you can bump that up. For me, I say for every $2,500 of drawdown that you have, I would risk $250 to $350. So if you have $4,000 worth of drawdown, $4,500 worth of drawdown, I would risk $500 to $600, and I would keep increasing it for every, different scale. I would scale it for every, $2,000 above that, right? Every $1,000 above that. So let's get into a couple of strategies, a couple of ways to trade. So this morning market opened up, we kind of flushed right off the open. I really wouldn't chase this candle. However, there's a case to be made that we could have chased this candle here. What I want to see on scalping price action is I want to see price come to a dead stop, which is I want to see a break in color change, meaning red, green. Okay, now that's a pause, that's a stop. I want to see some type of back test and continuation. So red, pause. Here's your break. Now I want to see a back test. I want to see, in this particular case, since we were pushing down, I want to see a pop higher. I want to see a push higher, and then I want to see a confirmation of the lows. So when you see a confirmation of the lows after the pause, then you want to wait for that to get rejected, and you want to take that short. So in these type of situations, for me personally, I scalp between 10 and 20 points. So if I get 10 points and anything in between, I will pull out at any time. I might get 20 points if it's in profit 10 points, 12 points, 15 points, and things are moving smoothly. I'll be closer to taking 10 points or 12 points if it goes into my favor, 15, 16 points, and then immediately snaps back, and now I'm only in profit 5 points, and now it's kind of creeping 10 points, 11 points, but I see it kind of pitter-pattering around, right? I'll just pull my profits before it goes against me completely. The only time I'm really catching 20 plus points on a scalp, right? On a scalp is when I get into the position and it just fires. It just fires. I want to show you a really cool setup that I took. You'll notice we were in this, this range, right? Where we put in this swing high here, and in about 30 minutes time, we had this 30-minute ORB low here. We were trading in this range for quite some time today. This was my original 30-minute ORB short. I took it on the first entry, meaning as soon as we broke 20,746, I went short. And from 746, within 1 minute, it dropped all the way down to 730. So I got my 10 plus point scalp there. But the trade I really want to show you here is, look at what we did. We stayed in the range. 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 Boom. When we broke out of this range here, the dotted line, when we broke out of that range, here's what I'm waiting for on channel breaks, right? So I call this break of structure, a channel break. You can call it whatever you want. We broke the 20,850 level. So I want to see it break, okay? And then I want to see a following candle confirm that break. So it's almost like break 20,850, great. Confirm the new high over 20,850. Let's scalp that. On this trade, because it consolidated for so long, I waited a really long time for this trade to develop, right? So currently at this point in time, it's 9:46 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So this is 3 hours after the market opened. So a lot of consolidation happened in 3 hours. I put on 3 mini contracts. Now again, I don't take every setup trading minis. Remember, about 70-80% of my trades are done trading micros. But on this particular setup, if we broke 20,850, we consolidated under that. I'm telling myself, we consolidated under this range for about 3 hours. There was plenty of opportunity for the market to go higher earlier in the day. It took this long. If we break that and confirm it, this is probably worth an opportunity to try to get more points. Now, I would love to sit here and tell you guys that I got in over 850 and I sold it up here at 930. I would love to say that. Hand to God, I would love to tell you guys I made 125 points on this trade. You want to know how many points I took off this trade? 8 and 3 ticks. I took 8 points and 3 ticks off this trade. But on 3 mini contracts, it was a $500 trade. Now, for anyone who's trading prop firms, a $500 day is a great day. It's a really good day. If you can even just do that 2 times a week, you're making $1,000 a week. That's $4,000, $5,000, depending on where you fall, extra a month. That's really good money. It's well on your way to taking a payout. So again, just wanted to highlight a couple of the scalping strategies, or not strategies, but a couple of the scalping setups that I took today. Again, if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Also, Let me know how you guys did in the comment section today. Did you find today's market difficult or easy? You know, I don't think the market's ever really easy, but how did you find it? Did you find it okay today? Was it a little bit more difficult than normal? Also, guys, if you want to trade with myself and Evolution Traders, that link is down in the description box below. Also, guys, Apex is 80% off. You can use code DAnthony. That link is down in the description box, or you can see my discount code on the top left corner there. But I will catch all of you guys on the next video. Again, be safe this week, guys. Trade smart. I'm going to try to do a little bit more YouTube live streaming as well. Let me know in the comments if you would tune into my YouTube live streams. With that being said, I'll catch you guys all next time.